Today, we're going to talk about the tech of Tartary that destroyed all living memory of the Millennial reign. We've proven through scripture how fallen angels and demons inhabit the bodies of people through real worms, cloning, and AI uploads of consciousness. Now, we're going to hear it from their own mouths how one of the recent first ladies is a first man. Eminem has been dead for decades. They have tech to create earthquakes, tsunamis, and any other type of natural disaster that their wicked hearts can imagine. Today, we're going to see how they destroyed San Francisco in the 1903 earthquake as well. So, buckle up, guys, and let's get this week's episode of Lying Signs and Wonders kicked off in Jesus Christ's mighty name. Jesus tells us in the Gospel of Luke chapter 12 verse 2, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known."
A child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a black man.
A child that's transgender. And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a black man.
Wait, this whole time I thought they were the same person. You're telling me I was wrong? Please don't watch this video. Don't say I didn't warn you. Because after you see it, everything you thought was real will completely change. Because 99% of you won't be able to stomach this. Now look, Eminem's one of those rappers, is deemed one of the most lyrically inclined individuals, and came into the game and completely revolutionized it. Somebody that takes his craft so seriously, inspires others to do the same. But then everything changed, because what we thought was real ended up not being the case. Because we thought for years that Slim Shady was the same as Eminem. We couldn't be further from the truth. The sad truth is that if they lied to us about this whole time, what are the other dark secrets that they're keeping from us? I mean, who else should I cover? Drop it in the comments down below.
2006, Eminem died in a car crash and it was covered up by his label. And again, like Paul McCartney, he was replaced. A Tom McDonald song. On the song Cloned Rappers by Tom McDonald, he said, "If they can't control you, they erase the old you. They cloned Gucci, cloned Kodak, cloned Eminem. He ain't rapped since Encore. Know that." Beautiful lyricism. It doesn't help also that in 2015, B.O.B. went on a big rant about artists being cloned.
Of the secret societies that have been passed along with these families. That's what Elon Musk knows. That's what the presidents of the United States that are all related, right? That's what they know. They know that the millennial kingdom is in our past and that they know they're in the little season. And they're part of the cog in the wheel to get to their ultimate goals in the little season.
Yeah, correct. I know that Doc Marquis once said he was a Christian who came out of the Illuminati. And he claimed that the reason why those people in those secret societies worshiped Lucifer because they believed he was the only God that was here. And I was thinking, like, that's really, really messed up. But it's like crazy like a fox, right? They made a calculated decision to go with the one who's here. And it's not like the Holy Spirit's not here. It's not like that God isn't everywhere. But it is like that they're talking about a physical manifestation of this being who's here who can give you all the things. So they have this knowledge of this being in him. So that's why they do what they do.
This is weird. Way up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. Found some really cool rock formations. Randomly towering out of the ground. Look how tall and straight these are. Looks like it's old ancient cement.
And if I told you the pyramids were just the rooftops and what lies beneath is the real secret? No, the real mystery is why they're suddenly telling us this. They're claiming a vast underground city exists beneath the pyramids, stretching kilometers under the Giza plateau. But here's the thing, nothing reaches the mainstream unless it's been greenlit. So ask yourself, why now? Because here's what they don't teach you. Advanced civilizations existed way before us. And I don't mean bow and arrows. I'm talking high-tech infrastructure, energy grids, and precision engineering. They've spent decades making sure that kind of info stays buried. Why? Because it breaks the illusion. Now, right when people are waking up, this discovery gets dropped. And remember how recently they were all in on UFOs and so-called alien sightings. It all ties together, building toward the next big reveal that ancient humans had help from something they'll call ancient visitors, that beings from the stars came down and handed us knowledge we couldn't have had on our own. But if you've been paying attention, you already know that's just the latest version of an old narrative. These so-called visitors, they've been described in every ancient culture, just under different names. Some called them spirits, others jinn, some fallen angels. Today, they're called greys, ETs, aliens. It's just the modern take on their deceptive branding. There was even a well-known occultist who made contact with one, called it Lamb. Looks just like your classic alien. And yeah, the place that contact happened, right inside the Great Pyramid. Coincidence? Probably not. Because this isn't just about history, it's about access. Access to knowledge we were never meant to have. Or at least not yet, so don't buy the shiny packaging. This isn't about aliens. It's about influence, control, and the long game. Because what's buried under the pyramids might not just rewrite history, it might expose the setup that's been waiting for you from the very beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment.
Everyone believe because Hal runs Hollywood.
How the Palisades fires really started.
My name's Mickey Mays, and I'm lighting LA on fire.
Wasn't tight.
I would fill them up personally, you know.
To rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
We're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking at reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included.
We know that many environmentalists right now are sounding the alarm on the role that climate change is playing in fueling some of these fires.
Climate change? Look at that. It's y'all.
Same place the auroras come from. Yep, the same place with Rupus Nigra in the 4 quadrants of land. The place where Google Maps will kick you off. Oh, and by the way, did you know that probably the second most anticipated character of the entire Bible in the book of Daniel traveled to this North Mountain? Guy wanted to be like God. Yeah, I know, I gotta leave you guys on a cliff. Look, I'm working on literally a 3-hour video with every literal detail that was hidden in our past. All lining up completely with the Bible and every single book of the Bible. And I think I'll finally be done with it the first Monday of February. Yeah, you see it, your eyes aren't deceiving you. The last part of the plug, then we'll get back to fact number 4. Make sure you're following me on Facebook for updates, and the full movie will be on YouTube. Yes, everything was melted in our near past, fact 4. And I surely mean everything. You'll find melted buildings, melted rocks, melted canyons all over the earth. Why isn't that in the history books? This one's actually pretty scary. Fact 5. Did you know that the Mount of Olives was in fact splitted exactly half a mile to Azel? Even more so, they built in the crack of the Mount Olives after 1800. They just filled it up. Because this, my friends, was Jerusalem in the 1800s. It looks like something massive had taken place right here. By the way, did you know that Nero Caesar demanded worship as God, and if you didn't do it, he would unalive you? And quite literally, all of Jerusalem was desecrated and destroyed in 70 AD. What are we, at Fact 6 now? Did you know that the whole entire earth, after the melting, caught fire and destroyed all the buildings everywhere?
They have been lying to you your entire life. Everything you thought you knew about the world is an illusion. History is nothing more than their story, a carefully crafted narrative designed to conceal the truth. There is no way we built these structures with the primitive tools they claim. People fail to grasp the true scale of these buildings or the precision with which they were designed. The ornamentation is so intricate, so detailed, that it defies all logic. This architectural style can be found all over the world, regardless of the distance between civilizations. How is it possible that supposedly isolated cultures built in such a similar way? They tell us it was mere coincidence, but everything points to something much greater. It's incredible to think about how they built them in the past and how crude our methods seem in comparison. Soulless skyscrapers, structures without art. They lack the grandeur of the ancient constructions. But I don't believe all of this was built with just horses and carts. There is something more here, a lost technology, a knowledge that has been taken from us.
As you can see in this old photograph reel here of this old Tartarian city, there are trolley cart tracks or railroad tracks. These are part of the old world infrastructure. This is nothing they built. This is nothing new. These people were just planted here. These are the first or the second remnants of the dead, the rest of the dead that are spoken of in Revelation 20 and 6. These people are displaced, replaced, and put here to populate these already deserted cities that they use their Cabbage Patch cloning techniques of the old world. You guys got to realize nothing new is under the sun. Everything that has been done before will be done now. Everything they are hiding from us, everything they are revealing to us has been done before. Airships, dirigibles, zeppelins were how they used to travel in the past. And they used to anchor these ships by mooring masts, which the authors of maritime law have you thinking it only has to do with ships of the sea. No, there were airships of the past that they would anchor on these mooring masts. That's what the Empire State Building actually is. We're going to shift gears here now and look at some footage from 1903 of the San Francisco earthquake. But we're going to look at the city before the earthquake, and we're also going to look at the city after the earthquake and see these events. Something is not adding up here. This is the day after the earthquake. Now, we obviously see some type of destruction has happened here. I mean, look at this. Everything is in shambles. But people are walking by the debris. It looks like a very targeted attack, is what I'm saying. I've lived through earthquakes in California, in Southern California, growing up as a teenager. And it destroys everything in its vicinity. It doesn't leave certain things. This was a direct energy weapon 1903 style. Salute.